everybody. Welcome to the Engine House. Hey, my lovely wife drove school bus for 18 years, and I wanted something on my layout to show her, working with kids every day. Bus driving is a very important job. So anyway, I was looking for something to put on my layout, a bus or something that would commemorate her 18 years of driving. And I found this. Now, I've already started some disassembly. There'll be a picture in the corner here of what it looked like prior to me starting this. But this is Menards came out with this, and they, at one point, discontinued it. I don't know why. I had not seen it on the Menard site. I didn't even know about it, and I was looking for school buses, and somebody had this for sale. Hi, Shop Kitty. Let me move this stuff out of the way for you. If you want to go up there, you can't go up there, sweetie. No, you can't. And Shop Kitty, haven't seen her for a while. Hi. Anyway, oh, no. Anyway, I found this. It was used. Somebody, I guess, had it on the layout and decided they didn't want it anymore, or they never put it on the layout. It is pretty good size. I have to find a place to put this. I have no idea where. But anyway, I do like it. I really do. It is well detailed, if you can see. If you look in there at the back wall, of course, there's some figures way there in the back. I don't know how hard it is to see in there. But everything is just one-dimensional, including the figures that are back there. And it's the same up here. There's a mezzanine, and there's some pictures of stuff up there. It's not three-dimensional. It's all, just printed on paper and put up there. I'm going to have to find some more details for this. But I did like it, and so I picked it up, and it showed up here a couple days ago. And the brick... you've got a comparison here. Brickwork, okay, versus a cat that's going to be in the way, versus brickwork. All right. So I decided I was going to take some of it apart to try and do something with this brick to make it look a little more live, a little more brick-like. I don't know how this is going to work, but we are going to try. The other thing I found with it, which, hi, Shop Kitty, you got to be right in the way, don't you, sweetie? Of course, it came as a trash can here, and it's not detailed in any way. There is a dolly that, taking it off, I took the wheels off. I'm going to have to put those back together. Oops. And then, of course, a little tiny toolbox here. And it's too clean, okay? That's one of the things. So I'm going to be doing some detail painting. The other thing I found out, here's two guys washing the bus on the outside. Okay, that's over here. I actually took the bus out. One of these buses, this one here, you can see the rag on the windshield. This one was sitting here. And of course, you got two guys washing it. Okay, so those are those two guys. That bus will go back to where it belongs when I'm done. Anyway, all of the figures, these two guys were inside. You notice anything similar about them? They're all blonde, they're all white, and they're all wearing the same exact uniform, pretty much, right? And they're all too clean for mechanics. Okay, they're very, very much too clean. So I'm going to be doing some detail painting on that, and I'm going to be taping off some of the stuff on this, and we'll be working on this little by little. All of these buses are really nice. This says 155, so this is slightly larger than O, but not by much. I mean, it's 150 or 148. I looked for O-scale buses, and I could not find any. The same guy that had this for sale had a flat car Menard's flat car was one of these on it. And I thought, oh, that's one bus. And of course, it's a flat car. So I get a bus and a flat car. And for what he was asking for that, this was only a few dollars more. And there's 3 buses in a building. So I said, I can't pass that up. I can't. But it does need some detail work. Okay. So we'll be doing some of that. The bus that I left, you notice I took 2 buses off. I took one bus out of this bay here. There's a bus in this bay, and there was a bus out here in the wash bay. I am leaving one of the buses in there because I don't want to do anything to it. This one will be out on the road, okay? And this one will, of course, be back in the wash bay. So there'll be some, difference in the thing. This is actually pretty cool. The back door opens. There's no glass back here in the window, but this was open. Here we go. There, back door opens. This roof opens for, it's an escape. They have these on buses. They're a lot smaller than this, but they're an escape hatch. But for some reason, that opens. I don't know why. The stop sign here on this side folds in and out. And then, of course, these doors, they're a little stiff, but they open. And they're supposed to actually open out if you've ever ridden a school bus. But these, of course, open in, which makes it really fun for the children and adults to get on and off the bus. But, I don't know what they use for buses in China. I really don't. And also it has red lights on the top, which buses in a lot of states have orange lights, and they only have really one in the back and one in the front. So, yeah. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of detail work to this and a few other things going on here to kind of put my own special signature on this. I'm gonna other things are coming along that I ordered this. This was a little acetylene, oxygen. I still need to, of course, weather this up a little bit. And it did not come with hoses. I don't know why. But I need to, it's on a dolly. It's on its own little dolly there, you can see. This is going on it's another detail part for the work barge that's sitting over there. And I'm going to be dirtying it up, and I'll be finding something to use as hoses for the oxygen and acetylene. I may use thread. My wife has different color thread. I may try to grab some of that, green and red or something, and we'll see what I come up with. I've been slowly working on this stuff. I've got a lot of projects going on here. It's fall, so work on the house has slowed down, so I can work on some of this other stuff. There is some more stuff I still have to do in the basement, but I'll get it done. And of course, I'll be working on the layout down there this winter, so there'll be more. The basement, I hope this winter, since I've been patching up the damage, it should stay warmer down there. So I'll actually be able to go down there and work in the winter, I hope. Okay. Also, we have a pellet stove down there that we brought an off-grid stove with us from out west, and I just hooked that up, and it's in the basement. And of course, it vents to the outside like it's supposed to. I'm not stupid. We're not going to play that game. I'm not going to kill myself. But it's again, when it gets down into the below zero territory, the heat pumps tend to struggle quite a bit. So that's down there so we can light it and get the basement warm. And of course, heat rising, it will help warm the first floor and in turn the second floor. So that's kind of the thing on that. So hopefully this winter it'll be warm enough down there. I'll be able to go down and work on the layout. My next thing is to figure out where I'm going to put this. Again, I knew it was going to be big. I just didn't realize it was going to be this big. And it's kind of got me, where am I going to put this? What am I going to do? So I will be messing around with that and finding a place for it. And of course, whoops. Hi, Shop Kitty. You are a good cat. Yes, you are. You can see here where I took the dolly was here. There was whoop, you can barely see in there that white spot on the floor. That's where the toolbox was sitting. The trash can was sitting here. This is like a paper or something that they put down because it peeled up. And of course, the two figures that were standing here, two of these guys were standing there facing each other. One was leaning a little too far into the other guy, and it looked like they were about to have a fight. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. So, and besides, they were both blonde and both wearing the same thing. I want to repaint them. So anyway, I'm going to have to touch some of this up and make it look like floor damage or, patches or something. Concrete, it happens. There's also no grease stains on the floor for, guys dropping grease. If the buses aren't leaking, if there are, there would be oil stains. And I have a spider web in the back there somewhere. That's going to be, there it is. It's going to be fun getting that out of there. Can't get my hand in here. There's a little tiny spider web starting in the back. Got a spider around here somewhere moving into my bus barn. I'll evict them. Every one of Menard's figures, if you're not familiar with it, every one of the bigger ones, the buildings that they have, come with a German Shepherd. And here it is. There's one I got Grandma's house. Ordered that a while back. I think there's a video where I show it, and that came with a German Shepherd. I got the Halls of Handsome as a order one get one free. So I ordered one and I got the other one for free. Halls of Handsome, same way, got a dog in it. The owner of Menards, or the original owner or whoever, loved German Shepherds. There's nothing wrong with them. My mother had one for years, and they're fantastic dogs. It's just kind of funny that all of his larger buildings, there's only a couple that I've seen that don't have a German Shepherd with them. It's kind of funny. So, but anyway, Shop Kitty, do I need to put this over here? So, because you're right where I need to be. So, you haven't shown up in a while. You've been sleeping when I've been doing these. Yeah, she does miss chasing the trains around. I will be working in the basement again on some other stuff too later on. And again, hopefully it's warm enough down there this winter. But anyway, I have some other stuff coming. In a previous video, my grandson and I were taking apart this locomotive. This is a Prairie 264. Made in, of course, the 1950s. They made this particular locomotive from 1947 to 1952. This is right around the 1952 era of when they built them. And she's in pretty rough shape. As I said in my last video, I found it outside in a perpetual yard sale. One of the guys around, some people around here, they do yard sales all the time. And it's rough. So we're going to take it apart, and we're going to clean it up, and we're going to get it running. And I was trying to get the wheels off. I've had another one where the screwdriver just popped it, and it pops them right off. And this one, it's a little worse for wear. I was not expecting it to be quite that bad, but apparently they're stuck on there. But I did find a wheel puller, so I'll be able to pluck these drive wheels off, and then we can get the armature out. We can clean this up, and I can get it sandblasted, and we can go from there and get this locomotive running. This is my grandson's project. I said that in the last video. So hopefully we'll get going on that again pretty soon. And that's where we're at. We'll be doing that. And he wants to do some other stuff as well. We have the box cars that we had started a few months ago, and he wants to do that. He has a couple other things he wants to do. He wants to be in front of the camera. He is a little ham. He's 15. He's already as tall as I am, and he's going to be. His dad is 6'4". He's probably going to be taller than his dad. But he wants to do model railroading, so I'm getting him in it. And now that they live close enough, we can spend time together, and I can teach him stuff, and he can teach me stuff. He's a pretty smart kid. He has some good ideas. I say that sometimes, you got to listen to the younger crowd when they say something, because nibbling on me, Kitty, because they're sometimes got some good ideas. He can come up, they think kind of outside the box from the way we normally do things, and there's no harm in that. So he wants to try some stuff, and I'm going to let him have some fun, and we're going to have fun together, and we're going to build stuff. You'll be seeing a lot more of him. He's going to help me with my some of the scenery over the winter, and we're going to get some of these buildings down, and we're going to have some fun. And he wants to do this, so that's what we're doing right now. He wants to learn how to do this stuff. So we got a lot going on. I have to order, of course, it's going to take a while for this, because I do have to order some stuff I do not have. I want a cabinet. Here come the dogs. Hi, Shakoba. Hi, Amarok. Hi, guys. How you doing? Everybody wants to come up. Yeah, there you go. Is Jade coming up too? No. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Get distracted by the critters. He wants to learn this stuff, and he wants to do some of it, and I want to teach him, but I need some things. I'm going to be ordering a cabinet sandblaster. It's a 25-pound one, so it doesn't take, I don't need a huge one. I just need something that I can sandblast this and some of these and little parts. So I'll be ordering that. Plus, I need a soldering gun. The soldering gun I have, the tip on it is, when you're trying to solder electronics, the tip on that thing is like trying to use a baseball bat to swat a mosquito. It doesn't work. I need some different tips. I'll be right back. I just out of the back here, if you saw the truck go by, that's my wife working for the state. She forgot her wallet. I'll be right back. Lovely wife had forgotten her wallet this morning when she went to work, and the office is a half an hour away, and of course, because she works for the state, they're out running around. And so I saw her going by the window, the truck. So I went down and gave her wallet. She's back on her way now, but that's happened a couple times. She's got all the way to work. I left my wallet sitting in the, which she doesn't drive when she's at work. She drives there, she drives home. That's it. But she's afraid if she doesn't have her wallet, she's going to get pulled over, and there's that. So luckily, somebody else is driving the truck, so it's good. Anyway, I have some other stuff I ordered the wheel puller, and I looked at something else, and I need new, smaller. I know they make tips that are smaller for soldering electronics, so I'm going to order some of those, and of course the sandblasting cabinet, and that will take the corrosion and stuff off things like this, so we can paint it. And of course the paint on this, I'd almost leave it. My grandson kind of talking about leaving it alone. We might just clean it up and leave this. And of course I need to find a new front here for the boiler. So we'll get there. This is not going to be a quick, easy project. We've got all winter to mess with it, and I need to pick up stuff that we need. And as my wife said, if you need a sandblaster to get some of this, and I have a few other things I could sandblast, tenders, some of them, one of them, a pre-war, is pretty rusty and pretty bad shape. I'm going to sandblast it. I could use chemicals to strip the paint off and stuff, but that doesn't get the rust. I also have some passenger coaches post-war with the metal roof, and most of the paint is wore off. So I was going to sandblast that off, or strip the paint off, and then repaint them. So I mean, it'll get used. It'll get used, and it's just I didn't know I really needed one until now. That's the thing in this hobby. Sometimes you go, oh my God, I still want a 3D printer. Um, my wife keeps saying, well, what do you want? What type? What do you? I'm thinking resin printer because I want to do small parts like figures and, trash cans and things of that nature, toolboxes, things of that nature that I can find them cheap online. There's, these Model Tech Studios has a lot of really nice detailed parts and people and things, which isn't the problem. And they're not bad priced either. And some of the stuff is, a lot of the figures are already painted, so you don't have to mess around painting them. And that's really nice. It's the shipping that kills you on a lot of this stuff. The part may cost $4 and the shipping may cost $5. So it's a toss up. And I thought, geez, if I had a 3D printer, one that could do the small parts, that would probably save me a little money in a long run. I mean, as much as we do in this hobby, there's a lot of little detail parts that I'm coming up with that I need. And right now, because again, I'm on a fixed income and the wife is, of course, working for the state, which is, it's okay. But we still have other bills to pay. And I could spend a couple $100 a month on detail parts, or I could spend a couple $100 and buy the printer and then spend pennies doing the stuff. So you kind of got to balance it out. You buy stuff a little bit here, a little bit there, and you can try to take care of some of the cost and not it's an expensive hobby. Any hobby is an expensive hobby. Model railroading just happens to be one of the biggies because nothing's cheap. You're still going to pay no matter what, used buildings or rolling stock or any of that stuff. You're going to pay. There are some reasonable. Menards has reasonably priced rolling stock. They even have locomotives and stuff that are actual. Oh, most of what they have is diesel electric. They don't have any steam that I'm aware of. Menards has a lot of nice buildings. The buildings themselves aren't bad. I can't find too much fault with them. If you want a ready-made building for your layout, then look at Menards. They're reasonably priced. I like a mixture of scratch built, of course, and my own, kits that I've done. You've seen my kits, other things like that. And I also like occasionally a building that I don't have to really build. And I do like this bus barn. It really is pretty nice. I just need some details. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the next video will show some of what I've done to that. I'm not going to do it on camera because if I mess it up, I'm going to be mad. It's going to be hard to do some of this with this sitting here. I will show one more thing. It is, you can see on the bottom, it is glued here and here. These go into the base, and there's some more, but they're underneath here, which means I'd have to peel all of this off. There's some more here, and there's one here. And getting this off would probably cause damage that would be hard to repair. So I'm going to do, I'm going to take off what I can to get at the brick, and then I'm going to do the brick, and then I'll clean up my mess afterwards. And hopefully, but again, I'm not doing it online. You won't want to see that video. That'll be done off camera. I may do some of these guys online because, I mean, come on, really? These are, let me turn these around here. You've heard of the band Four Non Blondes? These are four blonde guys. Seriously, they need some diversity here, and I'm going to give them some. And they need dirty coveralls. They also come with these two guys that were doing the wash bay. They came with little posts on the bottom of their feet. I don't know if you can see these here. And I did not cut them off. I cut them off the other two guys because they're going to be moving around. But these two guys are going right back in the spots where they came out of. So I'm going to leave those alone. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Come on, people. Come on. Jersey Highlands Bruce always seems to leave a comment. And Bruce, I'm sorry, I haven't been watching any of your videos recently. I need to get caught up. There's been a lot going on, and I promise you, I will catch up on your videos here soon, and you'll find comments. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and from me and Shop Kitty, bye for now.